I have depression. And, well, I've had it for a while now. Depression is something that needs to be talked about. It needs to be voiced. But I feel like I have failed you guys for not bringing it up sooner. And for that silence, I am sorry. Today, I want to talk to you about my personal journey dealing with the dark pit of depression. I want to talk about my achievements and my struggles. And I want to hopefully give a ray of light to the people that may be struggling with this depression, and to help share with the world the need for a voice in this topic. So, to start off, hi, my name is Taylor Arthur. I was born into this world not with the sadness, but with happiness, with optimism, and with joy. I had what I would say a pretty good childhood. I lived in a forested homestead in rural Pennsylvania. A lot of my early childhood comprises of catching frogs with my cousins, exploring the vast woods, and catching my first fish with the people that I love. Though there were hard times that did happen occasionally, a lot of my early memories are remembered with a sense of, well, joy. But at around the age of 10, I started to feel this sadness. I didn't know what I was feeling though. I was so young, and I don't think I really felt this kind of sadness before. I didn't know what to do. What do I do? Not knowing any other way to express my deep sorrow, I started to lash out at my family through tantrums and yelling. Mom and Dad didn't really know what to do. They knew that I was struggling, but they realized that they themselves didn't have the tools and learning to help. So, at the age of 12, they made the inspired choice to take me to a treatment center. A place that had therapists, staff members, and teachers that strive to help teach me more of what I'm feeling, and who strive to give me tools for the struggles that I am going through. It was even here, in fact, that I got a very important information that has helped me learn more about some of the things that I struggle with, which can also help my therapist know what kind of coping skills can help me persevere through these struggles. I was diagnosed. Because of this diagnosis, I have figured out that I have depression. I also was amazed to figure out that I also have autism. Same with ADHD and OCD and anxiety. Because of this diagnosis, my psychiatrist was able to know what medication I could take to help me, which would prove very beneficial later on when my ADHD and OCD started to become more difficult to manage in my day-to-day life. And, well, after receiving my diagnosis, I started the rest of my healing journey. Me and my parents would read insightful books, we would learn, and little by little, we would grow. We would have sessions with my therapist where we would discuss coping skills that I could use when going through a hard time. And then I was able to practice those coping skills throughout the week. Eventually, there came a time in the program where me and my therapist felt that I was ready to go home and continue my journey with my family. So, after around a year of learning and growing, I went home. My parents found a therapist that I could meet with often within our own town, and I was off. I felt that I was ready to take on whatever life gave me, head on. For a while, I felt life was going good. I was able to connect with my beautiful family, who I longed to be with for so long. I got to explore my hobbies, interests, and with that, in my 13th year, I started my YouTube journey. Life was going amazing. Far better than I ever imagined. But after a while at home, some of the struggles that I thought were gone started to manifest themselves again. Though the struggle did not manifest itself to the extent that they did before going to the treatment center, it did make some things harder for me. My sorrow and sadness started to resurface. Not only that, but my OCD started to gain traction. It was hard, but because of what I learned with my therapist, I was able to talk to my parents about the struggles that I was currently facing at that time. And life went on. I continued to explore the woods, experiment video ideas for YouTube, and I went to school. But just after graduating 8th grade, my life was upended. Me and my family moved from the vibrant greens of the Pennsylvanian forest to a bland city in a desolate desert. Everything I ever knew as a kid, the adventures in the forest, the sweet smell of foliage, and the ever-changing seasons, were replaced with a small yard, the scent of sagebrush, and a consistent blend of searing summers and rainy winters. I unfortunately found it difficult to go outside my house. Even when I did have free time, I just had a hard time adjusting to my new life in the city. But it was during this time that I entered 9th grade. And as time flew by, as it often does, I entered my 10th grade. It was here where I decided to record myself playing piano at school. And this is the first time that I met most of you. Yup, you guessed it. This was when I recorded the Rickrolling video. Though to others, it may have seemed that I was doing pretty well. Doing well in school, gaining a foundation on YouTube, and doing well in piano, I was still battling my depression, my OCD, and my anxiety, which would only heighten when I forgot to take my medications. As the years passed, I managed to persevere, to take life head on. I graduated 10th grade, then 11th grade, and then began my 12th grade in school. I turned 18 in October, and I started adjusting to adulthood. Unfortunately, though, my depression would get really bad some days, leading to heated arguments and a lot of hurt, both for me and my family. One night, the arguments got really bad. I was so mean to my family and so deeply saddened by the things I said and the people I hurt that, in a desperate cry, I did something to myself that could have ended my life. Sitting in the hospital bed, I felt so sad and so ashamed. How did I do something to myself that would cause me to lay in this hospital bed? How did I ever get here? I remembered the happy memories I had as a child. I remembered all the good times and the rougher times. I remembered the great joy I would feel after going through a hard trial and finally finding something good. Going through a long, dark tunnel and finally seeing light. I remembered the loneliness and sadness I felt when I was half a country away from my parents, from my family. But then, the heightened sense of joy I felt when I was finally able to go home. All these memories, the good and the bad, all these little moments are the amazing and vital drops of experience that come together to form the beautiful lake of my life. So again, I ask myself, how could I feel so much sorrow that I would do something to end up here in this hospital bed? As I looked down at my armband, I could see my name, and right next to it, the date of my birth. But right under the date of my birth was the date that I was admitted to the hospital. I looked up to see the clock that was installed above the hospital door, and I saw that it was 1 a.m. I made it through. Though my soul was in the deep pit of absolute hopelessness and despair, and though the dark day seemed like it would never end, I sat there in my hospital bed looking up at the clock and realizing and learning a very powerful lesson. I can make it through today. No matter how dark some days may be, no matter how long those days may seem, no matter how deep I am in despair and hopelessness, I learned that I can make it through this day and see the beautiful ray of light that comes with morning, that only comes after the darkest of night. It was at this moment, at this very moment, that I made a commitment to myself that no matter how endless and dark some nights may be, no matter what, I will keep going until I see the light of dawn. And I will do all I can to help share that light to everyone I can. So, as I make this commitment to keep going through the darkest of nights, I ask you, please keep going with me. No matter how dark some days may seem, no matter what, please remember to wait till the light of dawn. Because that light of dawn always comes. Even after, and especially after, the darkest of nights. I love you guys so much. I'm planning to keep going on my YouTube channel, and I'm hoping to help do all I can to bless the lives of others, both through service and through music. I love you guys so much. Let's do this. Let's go. Anyway, I love you guys so much. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you soon. Love you guys.